Alright, hello everyone and welcome to the Weekend Preview. Today is Sunday, August 2nd, 2015. I indeed am Darkside Phil. And welcome to a week that was very busy, a week that will continue to be busy. We are heading into the final month of the big summer push. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. Traditionally, the summertime is always a slow time for gaming, and I've said over the years, I don't understand why, because the summertime is the time when lots of people are either out of school, or maybe they're not working as much, or they have vacation time, and typically people would probably get into gaming a lot more during the summer if gaming was at a big high point during that time, but unfortunately it never seems to be. There's always this lull of new releases during the summer, and as you know, I've been doing my best for the past 2 months to occupy you during this time frame when there's been very few mainstream big releases. And so far, so good. In fact, I can tell you that over the months of June and July have been pretty damn good when it came to views and when it came to excitement and everything around my channels and my content. So thank you very much, everyone who tuned in over those months. Now, the month of August, unfortunately, is not only the last month of the summer kind of lull, but it's a month where I know for a fact I'm not going to be able to do all the stuff that I wanted to do this summer. I know that earlier this year I talked all about, during the summertime, I'll be doing all these games that I wanted to do during downtime, and just a few of the ones, for example, that I know I'm not going to get to this summer. Knights of the Old Republic, which I know I started last year. I had to stop because it wasn't working properly on my PC. And I got it on Xbox this year, and I was thinking of playing it, and unfortunately, I just never got to it, especially with all the other RPGs that I had been playing recently. I really didn't feel that this was the right time. Assassin's Creed Rogue, this is a game that I've owned since last year, that I bought when both Assassin's Creed Unity and Rogue were released on the same day, and I said, you know what, this will be a good game for the summer downtime, but it never really came together, okay? Amongst a bunch of other things. I'm sure that people out there will be saying, but what about this game? But what about this game? Yeah, I know. Unfortunately, there is only so much time in the summer. And as of right now, what we're looking like is that pretty much my schedule for the summer, the rest of August, is going to be booked, which we're about to talk about. I'm going to tell you a little bit about, I'm going to tell you fully about this week coming up and some changes to the schedule and things that are going to be interesting. But I'm also going to tell you a little bit more about the rest of the month so you know what to expect for the rest of August, okay? But before we get there, I am going to recap very briefly, just a couple minutes, what I did this past week, because this past week, as you know, was an audible. It was a last-minute switch, because if you watched the Weekend Preview last week, you know that I was uncertain as to whether the Street Fighter V beta was ever going to be available and was going to be able to be played, and the answer ultimately was no, it was not. Capcom completely flubbed it. They were supposed to have people testing this beta, testing the netcode, testing the matchmaking, and testing the DLC distribution for 5 days. They ended up not even having people do it for more than 2 days because they couldn't get any of the matchmaking to work properly. The netcode apparently was never tested because people couldn't even play each other. So it was an epic fail, and being that kind of screwed everything up for late July, I did a switch that kind of filled the schedule, and admittedly, I know, a lot of people were disappointed. I was one of the people, was very disappointed. We were all very excited to get our first taste of Street Fighter V, and pretty much out of the tens of thousands of people who were trying to play the game, very few ever even got into a match. I was one that I played for 4 hours, 3 hours one night, and an hour the next night, and I never even got to play a single match. And hopefully Capcom will get their shit together with a future beta that will actually work. But what did I do this week? Well, I started a Metroid Prime playthrough. And I will tell you this, I really like the game, but it seems the viewership isn't really happening. And what I mean by that is this happens pretty much almost all the time these days when I play a game on my Wii U. I don't know why, but the viewership isn't there. Almost no one turns out for the streams, and the viewership on YouTube also is not very good. Now, not to say that I'm going to drop the playthrough, but I've made an official decision after playing the game 3 times that because the viewership isn't there, and basically overwhelmingly people are saying we don't find this game entertaining to watch, I'm going to be playing it as a secondary back burner game, meaning this will be a game that I play on second stream, this will be a game that I play only a couple times a week, and hopefully by the end of August I can beat it. At this point, I've already sunk some 8 hours of gameplay into it, so I'm hoping that if I sink another 8 to 10 hours, you know, maybe 4 hours a week or something like that, over the next few weeks, I can beat it by the end of the month, alright? I also played Life is Strange Episode 4, which, by the way, oh my goodness, if you did not see this playthrough yet, shocking, It's the longest episode of Life is Strange yet. I know there's supposed to be only 5 episodes, right? And the first episode was pretty long. It was like a 3.5-hour introductory episode that was really good. And then I'll say episodes 2 and 3 were good, but they were pretty quick. Episode 4 is 4 hours long. It's got tons of content. It's got all these crazy plot twists. It's got the biggest, most shocking surprise, I think, in recent memory of anything in gaming. At the very end of the episodes, what a huge cliffhanger twist. I'm not going to spoil it, but check out the playthrough. People who've watched it are like, holy shit. We're amazed. We cannot wait to see Phil finish this game and to play it ourselves as well when episode 5 comes out in however any months it is. So check out that playthrough if you haven't. You really missed out if you did not see that episode, okay? Now, in addition to that, there were other things that I started doing. We had a Crash Bandicoot 2 marathon, which was basically about 60% of the game, I would say. And I did try to go for a completionist run this time. It was around 7-hour marathon that I played. And people basically overwhelmingly said, we want to see you finish this game. You went 60% into it, and we really would like to see you complete this game. And the bottom line is, I don't know if in the month of August I'm going to get the opportunity to complete the game, because as I'm about to explain to you, I've got lots of stuff on the docket that I want to do. I can tell you this, though. It is going to go on hold right now because I have no plans to start it right away, especially after playing it for 7+ hours that one day. I was so burnt out. I did not want to play any more Crash right away. And there's no marathon in the month of August scheduled. There's no patron marathon or anything like that. So there is a possibility that if I have some time this month, I will go back and play it, but there's no guarantee, all right? But check that out. If you missed out, another hilarious marathon. People really enjoyed it, so check that out. That's also live on DSP Gaming. In addition to that, I did a new episode of Ask the King. It was another 2-hour monster episode that you're going to want to check out on the King of Hate vlogs. All week, I was releasing vlogs from Leanna and my trip to a local new arcade called Round 1 that opened up. So that was a lot of fun. And I even released a video. I'm selling a Sagat statue from Ultra Street Fighter 4 that's worth some $800 for people who have been buying it on eBay. And I'm selling it way less than that. So lots of stuff happened this past week that was really exciting. And if you missed out on it, I don't blame you, because a lot of people were like, oh, Street Fighter 5, well, forget it. I'll come back when there's a new game. But at the same time, there was a lot of fun content that happened, okay? Also, remember, every single Saturday this month, for the rest of the summer, Leanna and I will be doing cooperative gameplay of The Godfather on the Xbox 360. We've now done 3 sessions, and we really like this game. I'm really liking it, and people are liking it. They're coming out for the streams. They're really enjoying it. I have to apologize. This past Saturday when we tried it, YouTube streaming was screwed up, so a lot of people who wanted to tune in couldn't, and they gave up. And that was because YouTube was screwed up during the day. I don't know what they did, but now it works again. I know because I streamed again today, and the streaming worked fine. And I started the Patron's Choice playthrough. Yes, the second big one of the year so far. First it was Persona 4 a few months back. Now it's Fallout New Vegas in a hardcore and melee combat run. And boy, is this playthrough different than my first run through Fallout New Vegas, let me tell you. So just seriously, I'm finding all these melee items that in the first run, I was like, I don't know what this is, and I would go sell it or get rid of it. Now I'm like, wow, a gauntlet with giant blades and a rare cleaver that does insane damage. And I'm finding all these items like, holy shit, this is a lot of fun to play it with melee and chop people's limbs off and stuff versus how I used to do all ranged combat with guns. And I'm also doing alternate choices. For example, in my first playthrough, I attacked Good Springs and basically destroyed the town. Now, in this playthrough, I defended it. In my first playthrough, I actually programmed the robot that was in Prim to be the sheriff. Now I found an alternate way to get Law into Prim. So that's kind of how I'm approaching it. I want to do alternate choices and also this crazy hardcore melee run. It's a lot of fun so far, and I'm playing the hell out of this game in the month of August. Just to make that clear to everyone, this is the Patron's Choice playthrough, number 1. Number 2, I love Fallout, and I want to finish this game up, hopefully by, say, late August or by the end of middle or end of September at the latest. So I really need to dedicate several hours, a day, if not at least several sessions a week to this game. Maybe, 10 hours a week, something like that, and maybe I'll get sufficiently through the game, so we'll see. So I played 3 hours on Friday, I played 3 hours today and tomorrow, which I'm going to explain as I get into the schedule, plus more. There will be more sessions of it coming up. So there's a lot of Fallout coming. And I'm really excited about it, and I hope that everyone will tune in. So far, the streams have been great. I can't complain. Stream viewership has been really good for a game that's this old, 5 years old. I didn't know how many people would be interested, but people seem to be turning out, and they're really enjoying the streams. So please continue to check it out over the course of the month, this week in particular, and then later on in the month. All right. So, I'm just about now to talk about the week coming up, so you know exactly what to expect. But 2 quick things, as you can see, I've added... It's not really pointing at it. There it is. There. I've added some things to the weekend preview right here is my Twitter, @TheyCallMeDSP. If you follow me on Twitter, every night I tweet out a schedule update. So this is kind of like the cumulative review for the week, so you know what to expect. But if anything changes during the course of the week for whatever reason, I tweet it out at night, and I also give you constant updates on when is the stream going live and stuff during the course of the day at Twitter. So check. I still can't point. Is that it? Is that it? There we go. Right there. Go to my Twitter, @TheyCallMeDSP, or it's twitter.com/TheyCallMeDSP, and that's how you can follow me there. Or also my Patreon, as you know, which I'm not really going to give too much time to now, because right now, July patrons are currently being pledged for the month of July, and it won't be till the end of this week that all that's complete, and I'll be able to message everyone about getting their perks and their stuff for the month, and that's why you won't see any thank you scroll or anything in this week in preview, simply because the pledges have to go through before I can do that. But that's my Patreon. Check it out. By pledging there, you get cool perks, but also you contribute to my content. In the month of July, people who pledge are going to get to nominate and vote on the next Best and Worst of DSP Classics montage series, and people who do stuff in August will have a totally new thing, but I don't know what it is yet because I didn't set it up yet, but check it out, okay? All right, now let's talk about this coming week, because this week's going to be jam-packed full of lots of different content, and I want everyone to be clear on exactly what's going on, okay? Tomorrow, Monday, first stream will be more Fallout New Vegas. I'm loving it. I want to keep doing it, and I thank you to those who've been coming out every day. I hope you'll see you tomorrow, okay? It's just as many people as yesterday if they come out, or today. I suppose just as many people as today if they come out tomorrow. This is going to be a very successful playthrough. So that's going to be tomorrow, more Fallout New Vegas. Tomorrow night, all right, Monday night, more Metroid Prime. So just to make this abundantly clear, Metroid Prime is a back burner playthrough. It will be held on, say, second streams and stuff like that going forward. So I hope that you will check out that playthrough coming on Monday night. Tuesday will be a new release. Yeah, there's actually a new release. I'll be honest. Is it a humongous, new, amazing release? Not really. But it's still interesting. It's the Rare Replay Collection. This is the collection that was announced at E3. A re-releasing of all these classic games from the game studio Rare in HD on the Xbox One. I'll be checking this out on Tuesday's stream, and what I'm going to do is go through, look at all the different games that are in there, try out a bunch of them for, not to say that it's going to be full playthroughs or anything like that, but it'll be a fun, kind of an interesting exploratory stream where we check out the Rare Replay Collection. Now, if I play that and there's some people that are like, wow, this game and this game look really good, and I hope that Phil will do full playthroughs of them, great. In the future, I definitely might do full playthroughs of them, but I'll tell you right now, with the rest of this month, as it's going to be as jam-packed as it is, I'm probably not going to be doing them anytime soon, unless they're a game that's like really short, okay? Just to make that clear for everyone. So I'll be checking out the Rare Replay Collection on Tuesday, first stream. Second stream will be more Metroid Prime. Wednesday, I'll be going back to Fallout New Vegas for another major stream, and Wednesday night will probably either be more Rare Replay Collection, and maybe if there is a game there that people wanted to see a little more of, or if I didn't finish exploring as much as I wanted to do on Tuesday, I'll be doing that Wednesday night, okay? Thursday, Hate Live returns. I haven't done a podcast now. Holy shit, I think it was since middle of July. Yeah, it was actually July 16th. So we're talking almost 3 weeks since I've done a podcast. By this Thursday, it will have been 3 weeks since I did a podcast. So there's a hell of a lot to talk about. Unfortunately, we've had some people who've passed away who I'd like to give a tribute to. We've got gameplay news. We've got the rest of the summer that I want to talk about. And the big thing, I think the big segment that's going to be the meat of Hate Live this week that people are going to want to see. Ladies and gentlemen, I have gone through the game calendar for the rest of the year. I've looked at all the release dates of all the games, and I'm going to go through this in detail this coming Thursday on the Hate Live podcast and explain to you the games that I'm interested in and let you know their release dates. And also, there are some games, unfortunately, that don't have release dates that I'll be talking a little bit about that I am interested in. There's a lot of stuff to talk about, and that's all going to be basically the rest of 2015 gameplay schedule will be covered on Hate Live this week. And I will also be releasing a separate video where I just run through the calendar, but I don't necessarily talk about the games. On Hate Live this week, I will be talking individually about the games and what I think about them and stuff like that, okay? So that'll be fun. That'll be a fun podcast. But in addition to Hate Live, there will also be a gameplay stream on Thursday. So will it be Fallout? Will it be Rare Replay Collection? Will probably be in the hands of the viewers what people think they want to see. I'm thinking people are probably still going to say we want more Fallout, because that's how long the game is. I could play it every day this week, and by the end of the week, I'll be like not even a quarter through the game, depending on how much I want to do. I got all the DLCs downloaded and everything, and I'm pumped. So hopefully people are getting into Fallout as much as I am, and we'll continue on this week with many sessions, okay? This Friday is the first Friday of the month, and yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's different. This month of August, we're doing things differently. pretty much every Friday this month, I'm going to be taking off from live streaming. Now, this does by no means does this mean I'm going to be taking it completely off and not working. It just means I won't be live streaming gameplay on Fridays. I'm going to take time off this month. Thanks to the patrons, by the way. I'm hoping the pledges go through, but this was the top-level goal for July, because I want to work on things that I can't work on if I'm constantly streaming gameplay. So first of all, there's something this Friday. It's a segment of a Hate Live podcast for later this month that I want to do. It's going to be something I'm doing with a couple different people. It's going to be a fun segment, I get the feeling, but I need time to do it. So I'm going to be working on that on Friday. In addition, this Friday, I'm going to be working on the best and worst of June and July montage. If you didn't notice, at the end of June, early July, I didn't do a best of June montage because I was too busy with the Batman Arkham Knight playthrough and other stuff going on. I just didn't have time to do it. I didn't want to take time out of my gameplay schedule to work on it. But now I kind of want to do a combo montage, which quite honestly will be difficult, because now it's been 2 months, 60 days. I've played so many games, so many hours of gameplay, it's hard for me to even remember the funny stuff to happen. So I do want to say this. Thank you to those of you who every month nominate your favorite moments from my gameplay on thekingofhate.com. This is ongoing all year. People do this. And it really helps me when I'm working on these montages as a refresher. Not to say that I'll take every moment that you nominate, but at least it's a good refresher for me to say, oh yeah, I remember this funny thing happened here, and this happened here. And then when I work on this montage, I can get those videos together and work on that. And that's kind of what I'm going to be doing tonight. I'm working on that a little bit, and I'm hoping to finish that up this Friday and release that montage, the best of June and July, this Friday. And I just want to say this, it will be abridged. And what I mean by that is there's probably going to be tons of things left out, because after 2 months, there's a lot I cannot remember. But I'll do my best to edit the funniest stuff in there and make a funny montage for you. Now, in addition to all of that, I also want to start working on Project 7 this Friday, which means what I'll probably do is start brainstorming. I'll start writing down ideas. I'll script out maybe the intro and the kind of preview teasers and how I want to start this series up, because ultimately, this series is going to be a combination of skits, comedy, acting, gameplay. There's going to be lots of stuff that's going to be a part of it, but I need the time to do it. And so this Friday is another part of that day. I'll be working on that, okay? This coming Saturday will be more Godfather, as I said, and then this Sunday, so a week from today, we'll be up in the air. Will people want to see maybe Rare Replay? Will they maybe want to see more Fallout? It'll all be dependent on what's going on and how much they're enjoying the Fallout playthrough. I obviously don't want to overload everyone, but at the same time, realize I only have August and maybe some of September, because there's new games in September, to work on it, and I don't want it to never get finished, so I want to work on it as much as I can right now, okay? So what about the rest of August? Before we adjourn with the weekend preview here, what about the rest of August? Because people are probably saying, well, that's great, you're doing Fallout, okay, you're balancing it with Metroid, and you got your podcast, and you got all that, but what else is going on this month? Because are there any new releases? And quite honestly, the answer is until the last week of August, which is going to be August 25th, there are no new releases at all. There's nothing. Let me take that back. I'm sure there are new releases, but it's nothing that I'm interested in. It's all stuff that basically, Game of Thrones just came out and I played it. Life is Strange just came out and I played it. There's a chance that maybe there'll be Tales from the Borderlands, but outside of that, there's really no episodic games that will probably be coming out this month. So it really leaves me with 2 whole weeks of what should I do. And what I'd like to do is balance Fallout New Vegas with Metroid Prime, but also at some point, not this week, but maybe next week, start up a Just Cause 2 playthrough. And you might say, oh, wow, Just Cause 2. Wow, how did this happen? Well, this past week, a viewer of mine, Tyler, actually sent me some cool stuff in the mail, some Lego sculptures that he had done, but also his copy of Just Cause 2 for the Xbox 360. Now, this was a game when it came out, people were like, Phil, are you going to play Just Cause 2? Hey, Phil, did you hear Just Cause 2 is out? Hey, Phil, Just Cause 2. Phil, Just Cause 2. Just Cause 2. Just Cause 2. Will you play Just Cause 2? You like Just Cause 2? You thinking of Just Cause 2? Just Cause 2. Just Cause 2. Just Cause 2. And I actually remember years ago when this was happening, I addressed this in like vlogs, and I was like, stop asking me for Just Cause 2. I'm not really interested in it right now because I got other stuff going on. So now fast forward to present day, and guess what? In December, Just Cause 3 is coming out, and I realized, man, I never did play Just Cause 2, and now that I have it, I'm thinking, I'm going to give it a shot. Now, it may be something that maybe I start playing, and I do a few sessions, and maybe I don't like it, right? Or maybe I start playing it and I really love it, but I want to give it a shot, so at least I have a background in Just Cause 2 for when I play Just Cause 3 later this year. So probably next week, not this week, next week, I'll be tossing Just Cause 2 into the mix, and so my earlier streams will be a balance of Fallout New Vegas and Just Cause 2. My later streams will probably end up being more Metroid Prime, or if people want it, maybe some of the Rare Replay collection. Fridays, I will be taking off from streaming, but not off from working, to work a little bit on Project 7 every week. And then finally, that last week of August, Until Dawn does come out, and I'm actually going to be playing it a lot because I've got stuff going on later this week, so allow me to explain. August 25th, Until Dawn comes out. I'll be playing it that day, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So the day it releases, plus Wednesday and Thursday, probably. But I'm also going to have an Ask the King mixed in there, so it won't be full gameplay every stream. But I am going to be playing the hell out of this game because two big things. First of all, my girlfriend Leanna's birthday is August 29th. And traditionally, we do something. We go out and we do stuff on her birthday. And this year's no exception. We're going to be going to Seattle and doing some fun stuff. Yes, we will be vlogging. So there will be vlogs of whatever we end up doing that day. But we're going to go out and have a day on the town because of her birthday. Now, this is a brand new announcement. What I'm about to tell you, I have not told anyone else yet. Okay? There is a possibility that we will be both attending PAX Prime this year. If you don't know, PAX Prime, Penny Arcade Expo, is the big gaming expo basically for non-industry, meaning, E3, if you're in the industry, if you're a journalist, if you're a known gamer on the internet or whatever, you get in and you cover all the stuff. PAX Prime is for the common gamer, but the thing is, it's so popular that it's very hard to get in. I may be able to get some passes. I've actually, Machinima contacted me and asked me if I wanted to go, and I said, if you can get us passes, that'd be nice. I'm not going to completely go crazy and beg you or say, oh, yeah, I've been dying and I couldn't get passes or nothing like that, but I would certainly like to go. If you can get us some passes, we'll go. We'll see if we can meet up with any fans, and we'll vlog from the whole thing. So there's a possibility. Machinima's working on that. They haven't guaranteed me anything, but they said there's a possibility they may be getting us passes, and if we do, we live right here. We live in Seattle. Within like a half an hour drive, we can be at PAX Prime and we can check it out. And so the possibility is that either Friday the 28th or Sunday the 30th of August will maybe be at PAX Prime for the day. So near the end of the month, there's going to be a couple days where we're going to be very busy with her birthday, with possibly PAX Prime. And so I want to get as much Until Dawn gameplay as I can before then. And then, okay, well, if I do have like one day left to finish it up or whatever before the new releases in September, which incidentally launched September 1st. There's two huge releases that we'll talk about at a future date. But, I want to get as much gameplay in as possible. I don't want to leave you guys hanging. And I know that people have said, oh, the game's not that long, but apparently you need to replay Until Dawn multiple times to see different scenarios and see it's a survival horror, but not really. It's supposed to be like almost like Heavy Rain, where you control different characters, and from their perspective, you can make different things happen in the game. And so the game actually lends itself to multiple playthroughs to see what's going to happen with each character. And ideally, that's what I would like to do, is get it all done so that when we're busy with that stuff, it's not hindering the gameplay. You know what I mean? So that's a crazy busy month. Just a quick recap. Fallout New Vegas, Metroid Prime. This week will be Hate Live, the Rare Replay Collection this week. Nothing, no live streaming or anything on Friday, but I'll be working on all these offline projects for you. This coming Saturday, Godfather. Next week, the possibility of the continuation of everything, plus the implementation of Just Cause 2 into the schedule. And that's going to basically be continuing for the month of August, all the way till the end when Until Dawn comes out, and then the possibility of a PAX Prime attendance, as well as us celebrating Leanna's birthday. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's a lot of stuff for the month of August. I apologize to those of you, man, I really wanted to see this, and now Phil's not doing it. Listen, I'm on the same boat as you. We only have a limited time to do what we do. And, there's one quick thing that I do want to address, because some people have been saying this recently. It was brought up on my Ask the King Q&A show last week, and I answered it, but I know not everyone watches that, so I want to address this in the week in preview as well. A lot of people have been saying, Phil, it seems like since you moved to Washington over a year ago, you don't play as many games as you used to. You only do a 3-hour stream early in the day and then a 2-hour stream later in the day, and that's it. When you lived in Connecticut, you used to do like a 4 to 5 hour first stream and then maybe a 2 to 3 hour second stream. So basically you were streaming anywhere from 1 to 3 hours more every day, and therefore you did it, you're playing way less. Well, that's actually true, but false. And let me explain. It is true that daily I'm only doing 2 streams, and it's about 5 hours of gameplay. But when I lived in Connecticut, Leanna would visit me once a month, and for that 5 to 6 day period, I wouldn't live stream at all. There'd be no new gameplay. So really what's happening is, I used to have 3 weeks to cram everything in. So I would work the shit out of everything every day for those 3 weeks, and we'd do 8 hours of streaming, right? And if you remember, back then I wouldn't even upload all my videos every day. I'd always be staggered. I'd sometimes be 2-3 days behind on a playthrough that I've been playing all week on stream because the videos wouldn't be live on YouTube because I didn't want to bombard everyone's inboxes with all these videos. That doesn't happen anymore. What happens now is I play about 5 hours a day, and that video footage always goes live on YouTube. But there's no downtime, meaning I stream every day, right? It's very rarely when I don't stream. And in fact, this month of August is one of the biggest times ever in the past year when I've ever taken a days off from streaming to work on other stuff entirely. So just to preemptively warn everyone, yeah, there will be a little bit less gameplay this month, but I'm hoping it'll pay off with things like working on Project 7 and possibly getting some other fun stuff done for you so that it doesn't seem stagnant. And it's not like, man, Phil's just streaming, and that's all he ever does. I understand this year people wanted to see me do edited videos. They want to see more creative projects, but the thing is, I need the time to do it. And that's what I'm trying to do in this month of August. So even though it may seem daily, wow, Phil works less daily than he used to, that is true, but I work every day. I didn't used to do that, and I used to have a week off every month that I would spend with Leanna. Typically for her birthday, right? We'd take the whole week off, and we would maybe go on vacation somewhere. If you remember, in 2012, we went to Florida. In 2013, we went to Chicago. Not so anymore. Now it's every day is constant content for you, and because of that, I do less every day, but it works out because it's about the same amount of content that I used to do within 3 weeks, okay? That is it for the weekend preview, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're looking forward to the rest of August. For those of you who are the kind of person you're like, man, there's no new games, and so I'm going to stay away. I'm not going to watch Phil's stuff until the new games come out. Listen, I understand. There's a lot of people, there's people on my forums that posted up like that this past week. They were like, man, even though Phil's playing Fallout, and even though he's doing Metroid, it doesn't really appeal to me. I'm waiting for new games. I like when he plays new games. I get it, all right? I get it. I know, okay? But understand that I operate a business, and I need to keep running. I can't have a month with no content, because I'm sorry, it's not like it used to be. I don't have so many views and it's making so much money that I could not work for a month. It's just not going to happen. So I need to keep working. I need to keep doing constant stuff for people to keep them engaged. That core fan base of those of you who watch me no matter what I'm playing, thank you for that. That support is allowing me to continue to do what I'm doing and have a lot of fun and not have to worry about, oh no, can I pay the bills? Those who are supporting me on Patreon, thank you for that. You're allowing me to be able to not have to worry too much about it. And I'll be honest, out of all the months of this year, I predict, and I could be completely wrong, I could be completely wrong because I actually thought that July was going to be the slowest month of the year, and I was wrong. July actually ended up being a better month than June. Figure that out. Business-wise, I think August will be my slowest month of the year because besides Rare Replay Collection at the very end of the month until dawn, there's really nothing new going on. And I know there's that group of people, right? They were all here watching Batman. We love the Batman playthrough. And at the end of the day, you're like, there's nothing else to watch. Now, I'll come back in September when the new games come out. Great, and please do. But understand, there's a reason why I'm still here and I'm still doing content. I need to do this for the business. I love playing these games, by the way. I love experiencing Metroid Prime, and Fallout New Vegas was one of my favorite playthroughs that I've done, and I'm having so much fun playing it again in a different way. Thank you to those of you who are watching all the content. I hope to see it daily for these Fallout streams because I've been really enjoying the first two, and we can keep that up every day, that amount of people engaged and loving the playthrough. I think it's going to be a very successful playthrough. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Stick with me this month. I'll see you in a week for another weekend preview to let you know how it's been going this week and see how we can implement Just Cause 2 next week, and also how things worked out this Friday. Lots of updates will be coming later in the week. That is it, everyone. Thank you for watching. Peace out. For the weekend preview, I'm Darkside Phil signing off. Next week, I'll have a patron thank you crawl. I can't do it this week because they just started charging everyone, but next week we'll have that. Hope you enjoy all the content this week. I'll see you on stream, and peace out, everyone.